Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Cincinnati Bearcats, not the Buccaneers. I still have some Buccaneer stuff up there. Dang it, I didn't get it down. How do you keep doing it? All right, anyway. Yeah, you guys know my wife's a Buccaneer fan. Oh, but get that down, right? There. Sheesh. Okay, we're just going to hide this stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the show here before I get sabotaged with Buccaneer stuff. All right. If you found the show, do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I am up to 807 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And as always, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right. People have been asking me for the last couple of days. I didn't really say a whole lot about it yesterday because I wasn't exactly sure what was going on. But I am no longer an admin on Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, or Reds Country. I am still in Reds Country and Bearcats Country, but I'm completely been removed from Bengals Nation. So that's why a lot of you out here got requests for new groups. They're mine, my groups. I can't get kicked out of my own groups, and I can put whatever I want on there, and I won't go to Facebook jail with my own show. So they are Bengals Brigade, Radical Reds, and Bearcat Ruckus. Now, I named it the Ruckus because that's the name of the student section and at Fifth Third Arena. So anyway, that's been what's been going on. Jeremy D will not be joining me again today. He's been swamped at work. And just real quick, thoughts and prayers to him. He had a family member that passed away suddenly last night. So not to give a pity party, but he is going through a lot of stuff right now. So, all right, all that news is out of the way. Let's get into the news of the day that I found. Now, the Bengals. There are reports that the Bengals are interviewing former Cowboys running back coach Gary Brown. Brown took last season off due to health concerns. Brown has an interview scheduled with the Bengals next week. This is all according to NFL Network's Tom Pelieros. You guys know I stick at names, but Tom said it on NFL Network. Now, with a new O-line coach, Frank Pollock and Brown, both have worked together. They worked together for 5 seasons in Dallas from 2013 to 2017. In 2014, Brown helped DeMarco Murray have his best season of his career with 1,845 yards rushing and 13 TDs. And Zeke, for your Ohio State fans out there, Ezekiel Elliott, who averaged over 1,300 yards rushing and 10 TDs per season from 2016 to 2019. So, Bengals got a new O-line coach, we got a new D-line coach, and possibly a new running backs coach. What are you guys' thoughts? I know we all wanted to get rid of Armadillo, including me, but it's not happening. But they replaced a lot of the other coaches that I wanted them to replace. I just wanted them to replace the main one. So, give me your thoughts on that. Now, moving forward to my Bearcats. Unfortunately, COVID has struck again, or it hasn't left. The AAC has announced that the men's basketball game between UC and Temple, scheduled for Wednesday, January 20th, has been postponed due to positive COVID cases. Rescheduling information has yet to be determined. Up next, Houston. I think they're ranked 9th. This Saturday, tip-off at noon on CBS. Not really what we needed going into the game versus Houston. It's going to be a very tough game as it is. Houston's a very, very good team. So they're going to have a lot of practice. Well, at least I think they're going to have a lot of practice. They might not even be able to practice because of COVID and everything. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we'll find out Saturday. Hopefully we'll have a game Saturday. And we'll see what's going on. Crown, what is up? You've been waiting all day for this. I appreciate it, brother. As always, the live links, is that true? They're up on the video chat? Yep, up at the top of the YouTube page or YouTube chat. So if you guys want to jump on the show, the computer is fixed today, so I'll be able to hear you guys a lot better than I did yesterday. We could actually have a conversation instead of me straining trying to hear what in the world you were saying. All right, Nathan, I heard we might be getting the running back coach from Dallas. Yep, exactly. I heard he's really good. That's exactly what I've been reading. He had helped DeMarco Murray get to his best or have his best season he has ever had in his career. Now, you can get all these coaches and everything, but if you don't get talent, talent wins. Talent beats everything. So they got to sign or draft offensive linemen. They need a guard and they need a tackle, and then they have to figure out what in the world they're going to do at center until Trey Hopkins comes back. Hopefully, knock on wood, he'll come back at the beginning of the year, but I kind of doubt that one more than I do Joe Burrow because he injured his knee on the last game of the season, and he's over 300 pounds. And like Jeremy D has said multiple times on here, getting down and coming up, over and over and over again puts a lot of strain on that knee. So now I have a question. Somebody asked me this earlier today. He was asking me, do I really believe that the Bengals will actually go out and sign two really good free agent, especially a guard? Because in Mike Brown's history, they don't pay money for guards. And the person who said that to me is right. They don't. I can go through the list. Steinbach, they let him go. Zeitler, they let him go. These are good guards that they should have paid, and they let him go. They'll pay for tackles. They pay for centers. They don't pay for guards. So we all want Tooney. I hope we get him. I said my answer to this guy was that, yes, I believe that they will because of the stuff they did last offseason and how much money they spent. Now you can sit there and say, well, Mike Brown spent all the money and, they won 4 games. True. That is true. And I hope Mike Brown doesn't think that. The other thing is Mike needs something to get the fan base excited. Last year was Joe Burrow. Yeah, it could still be the coming back of Joe Burrow. But everybody is screaming about the offensive line. And I just think it would be a really, really hard sell for Mike Brown and the Bengals to bring Joe Burrow back, who got injured because of the offensive line, to the same kind of offensive line. Just my opinion. What do I know? Titus, let's see what's up here. I'm not jinxing my team. I love my Cincinnati Bengals, but it was like telling them, do nothing next year. Who do you think the head coach is going to be for us next year? You mean if Zach gets fired next year? That's a good question. If that's what you're talking about, Titus, I have no idea. I mean, put it this way, in my opinion, and Jeremy's also said this, if they don't make the playoffs, I think Zach's gone. He has to be gone. I mean, to me, it's playoffs or nothing this year. So, to tell you who would be the coach after that, I have no idea. I mean, Eric the way it's looking, Eric Bieniemy might still be out there because for some crazy reason that doesn't look like teams are hiring him, and I have no idea why. DP. Hey, Showy Ice. Can you tell me why the Bengals hired a defensive line coach but no defensive head coach? You're saying goes, you can pause and tear up, but it's still a turd. Yeah, Dennis, I'm with you, man. I don't know why they kept Armadillo. I don't have an answer for you. I mean, I think they should have fired him, but they didn't. So the way I look at it is this is what it is, and we all, sometimes you don't get what you want, life isn't fair. And all you can say is that I hope they're right and I hope I'm wrong. I said that about the offensive line last year. I hope they're right. I hope I'm wrong. I wasn't. They were. So maybe this time they'll be right. Maybe getting the new defensive line coach, new running backs coach, all that'll maybe fix it. But things, you got to get the players. That's the bottom line. You got to get the players. We have the players in every other spot on the team, except in the trenches, except where it counts, except where you win the game at. You win the game, and I've said this a million times, the offensive defensive line. If you don't have a talent there, you can have Bill Belichick and you can be sitting at home in the playoffs. You got to have talent. You got to have the quarterback. You got to have everything. You know, I won't say everything. Two big things you got to have. You got to have the offensive line. You got to have the defensive line. You got to have the quarterback. We got the quarterback. We just need the offense and defensive lines. Okay. Mike Brown needs butts and seats. Right. That's right. And I agree with you, Crown. That's where I'm saying he needs something to excite the fan base. Something like last year, we're all like, oh my goodness, we're going to get Joe freaking Burrow. Our offense is going to look at LSU. This is going to be great. And then it looked like it did. And, you know, we all were like, oh, crap, please don't die, Joe Burrow. You know? So, but we were all excited and hyped up. I mean, I was excited as anybody to see Joe freaking Burrow. And that's where I think Mike Brown is going to do something because he has to. If he wasn't going to change the coaches, you know, the two main ones, you know, or, you know, the three main ones, the head coach, offense coordinator, and defense coordinator, he wasn't going to change those three. He's going to change everything around it. He's got to change the players too, in my opinion. What'd you say here? Who's this? Crip. Darren Simmons. What about Darren Simmons? Oh, you think Darren Simmons will be the next? I gotcha. You said that a couple times on here, Crip, that Darren Simmons should be considered the next Bengals head coach. The only issue I have with that is, and I'm not trying to call you out, Crip, you're the only one saying that. You know, he's not getting interviewed for other jobs. His name's not even coming up for other NFL jobs. So, and I think he's a great special team coach. I do. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but usually your name starts coming up, you know, in just conversations as the next guy, or he's at least getting looked at or anything. I haven't heard anybody even ask about Darren Simmons to be a head coach. Now, that doesn't mean anything. The Bengals could just hire him, and because that's kind of what the Bengals do. They love hiring from within, so it could be. All right, Ty, Cincinnati Bengals got a lot of cap space. Yes, they do. And I hope they spend it wisely on some offensive linemen. Yeah, that's the thing is, me and Jeremy talked about this last week. We got a lot of cap space, and the thing is you can front load them a lot. And that's where I'm saying the Bengals have enough cap space if they're smart, and that's one thing Mike Brown is. He's smart with his money. They have enough money that he can keep Lawson, he can keep AJ3, and he can sign 2 offensive linemen. And that's the thing I want to know from you guys, because there is a chance that Sewell will be there at the 5th pick. There's a very good chance because Deshaun Watson, the trade rumor is heating up for him. And there's a lot of talks today that the Jets might be trying to get Deshaun Watson. If the Jets do that and they trade up with the Texans are going to take Fields, you know. So the only other team he's got to get past is, in my opinion, is Miami. And if Miami is sold on Tua, which I don't know if they are or not, they need a wide receiver. And there's 2 really good ones sitting there in Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. So there's a very good chance that we can get Sewell. Yes, don't forget about the defensive line. You're right, Crown. I'm not forgetting about them. My personal opinion is I think you can find a really good DN or 2 in the 2nd and 3rd round. I really do think they're out there. Now, it depends on if they fall to us or whatever, you know. And the Bengals could make some trades. You never know. And they could also sign somebody. But I honestly would be a little shocked if they sign 2 offensive linemen. I hope they do, because then you aren't handcuffed to take an offensive lineman. You're not handcuffed. You're more open and free to go take Jamar Chase or somebody like that, or Pitt from Florida. So that's where the Bengals, to make more options for themselves, it makes so much sense to sign two offensive linemen, two good offensive linemen. You don't have to take Sewell, because Sewell is really the only one that's worth taking. Now, the other thing is, let's just say they don't sign an offensive lineman or two, and Sewell's not there. So then what do you do? Well, I've been asked this a lot. My thing is, if he's not there, then you trade down and you get more picks, because there's more offensive linemen in this draft. Dude, there's two of them from Alabama coming out, but they're not top 5 picks. They're more 7, 8, 9 down there. If you can trade down and get, I don't know, another second round pick, and drop down, 2 or 3 picks to get the same guy you wanted at 5, that you now you don't have to pay him number 5 money. You can pay him number 7 money, because everything in the draft is slotted. So there's a lot of options of what the Bengals can do and what they will do. I don't know. That's, and we're still talking about the draft. The draft is not till April 29th. I mean, we got a long ways to go. We got some team from Tampa going to play in the NFC Championship game this weekend. So they can't see your look. She's giving me the evil eye. So I'll give it out to you guys. Who do you guys got? The Battle of the Bays. You got Green Bay or you got Tampa Bay? Crown, what do you got here?
Tampa Bay.
We know you want Tampa Bay. What's happening to the Tampa Bay Bucks stuff in the background? Well, it got taken down because she didn't sneak it in on me. Well, except for the hat back there, and you obviously missed the beginning of the show where she had this one of our son's old video game thing that she snuck in on me. So she keeps sneaking in here because I'm getting ready for the show, writing stuff down, doing all kinds of different stuff, and she just keeps sneaking in on me and putting stuff there, and I don't even see it till I'm on the show. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway.
So, Cincinnati people in Tampa Bay area.
That's true, but they're Cincinnati fans, not Buccaneer fans. That's why nobody goes to the Rays game, okay?
You mean both? I'm both.
That's because you're married to me. You have to be.
True.
It's by law. Jeremy D, he's making a comment on the show. What's up, brother? Wish I could be on the show with you, man. You're cool with your. We'll be back soon. Who Day forever. Yep. I told everybody about what's going on with you, so you might get some sympathy. Just to let you know. Titus. Let's see here. My sister's Bengals are going to be the talk of free agents in the draft this year. We're going to make big splashes. Cool. I know you don't mean my sisters, but yeah. I agree with you, Titus. I think we are going to make big splashes. I don't know. I got a feeling. Tampa is going to win, Crown says.
Woo!
Suck up. You big suck up, Crown. That's all you are. Just a suck up. Yeah.
He's smart.
Whatever. Or she. I think it's a he. I think his name's Brian. I think that's who he is. Because he's on a lot of my groups. I'm trying to figure out who. You guys got different names on the YouTube channel than you do for my Facebook group. So I'm trying to piece together who people are, but I'll figure it out eventually. So I was getting all excited this week. I'm like, all right, at least I have the Bearcats to get them to play tomorrow night. But nope. COVID struck again. So we do not have a Bearcat game. And I am very, very worried. I mean, I was worried going into the Houston game. Because Houston's good. They were good last year. I think I hate to say it, but I hope I'm wrong. But it does not look. I'm not gonna say we got stomped because you see Houston, they're always tough games, but they really got to show up, man. And the thing is, I don't even know if Coach Brandon has been able to coach the guys. But there's COVID. You gotta separate, and you can do Zoom coaches meeting, but it's hard to practice. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a very interesting day Saturday if they even play it. Robert Fox says Tampa's going to lose.
No.
Yeah, you like. I think Crown's gonna be your favorite one on here, huh? Because Florida State's going to be better next year.
Yeah, I hope so.
did they add anybody? I mean, they have like a big recruiting class or anything that we know of?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. All right, let's get here. Oh, the clip joint. What's up, brother? You are new. Welcome to the show. What's your thoughts on our first draft pick? Do we go O-line? If Sewell isn't available, possibly Chase. Like I was saying before, to me, it depends on if the Bengals sign at least one offensive lineman. If they sign at least one and Sewell's not there, then there's a chance you take Chase. If they don't sign any and Sewell's not there, to me, they got to trade down, get more picks, because there's multiple offensive linemen in this draft. And if you don't fix the offensive line, it doesn't matter how many toys you have. It's going to be the same as last year. You have all the toys in the world. I mean, everybody wants to upgrade the Bengals wide receiving core. It's pretty darn good the way it is. I mean, it's not bad. Well, throwing the ball wasn't a problem for the Bengals. I mean, throwing deep was, well, but it's because Joe Burrow could only take a 3-step drop. But running the ball and keeping Joe Burrow upright was the problem. That's why he had to take a 3-step drop and get the hell out of there before he got killed. So it's just, to me, I'm very, very curious. I can't wait till free agency starts. I want to see what the Bengals are going to do. I've heard a lot of talk about Tooney. I've heard a lot of talk about Morton from Carolina. So we'll see what happens. I think they're going to sign somebody offensive line wise anyway. Because like I was saying before at the beginning of the show, that I don't see how Mike Brown needs to do something to excite the fan base. Like I said, last year was Joe Burrow. You can say it's this year, it's Joe Burrow coming back, but everybody's like, we don't want Joe Burrow getting hurt again. So you got, to me, that's the biggest thing. You got to fix that offensive line before you worry about anything else. Because Joe Burrow is your future no matter what. No matter what, he's the future. You got to have that guy. Now you can say Kansas City won without Patrick Mahomes, but they're way more talented than we are right now. All right, Crown. They have to get some offensive linemen. Yes, I think you're answering clip joint. What'd you say, clip? What is this? Chase from ISU. Oh, sorry. LSU. Duh, yes. Well, that's the thing that people ask me if you had a choice between Smith or Chase. I'll take Chase because him and Burrow already have a connection. It's already there. So he doesn't have to work anything out. They spent 2 years together. That's why that's the wide receiver I would take if it comes down to those two. Just my opinion, because you got to have that connection with the quarterback. And a good case in point of that is AJ Green last year. Never really ever got a connection with Burrow. He tried. I mean, you'd see glimpses of the old AJ, but they never really got it going. And I shared a really interesting YouTube video that one of my buddies sent to me about Joe Burrow and how he has a very good chance to be elite of where he throws the ball. He throws the ball to where the guys like to catch it. That is so unbelievably hard to do, to hit it in their catch radius, where they like it, back shoulder, up high, down low, right in the gut. It's just on the angles and everything. It's on Bengals Brigade. You guys can find it there. I recommend it. It's a really good video. It's really interesting of how this guy breaks down how good basically Joe Burrow is. Now we need him to come back and be nice and healthy, and we can move forward and fix the offensive line. We can move forward. All right, let's see here. Titus, when Tampa loses, Tom Brady needs to walk after the game.
A walker. He does not need a walker.
A walker. She already read it before I did. It's a walker. Dude, he looked pretty good. I mean, I'll say this. Tom Brady is the best looking 40-something-year-old football player I've ever seen. They put a graphic up there during the game where, man, I wish I could remember the guy's name. It's the old Raiders quarterback. He played as long as Tom Brady was, and they're the exact same age. And that dude looked like a freaking grandpa compared to Tom Brady. So I don't know what in the world, maybe it's the avocado ice cream. I don't know what it is, but he has found the fountain of youth, if there is such a thing. So I think it's going to be a good game. You have two of the best quarterbacks ever, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be a really good game. Very interesting. Very fun to watch. Dennis, hey, Strawberry Ice, I think it's neat that Joe Burrow walks now, but do you think he's going to be football ready? I think there's a very good chance he'll be football ready because he can already walk with no brace, no limp, no nothing. So basically all he has to do is rehab. And if I know, Dennis, you watch a lot of the shows. I was saying last week or the week before that Burrow his goal is to be, I think, throwing at the middle of February and by the end of February, walking on the underwater treadmill, or I flipped him around. It's one of those, it's both those he wants to do. One at the beginning of February, one at the end of February. So he's already got goals in mind of what he wants to do, what he wants to accomplish to get himself ready to play game one. And that's his goal, is to play game one. So I think he's going to, but we'll see. Crown, what's up, buddy? The lineman for New England is from Dayton, Ohio. Yes, exactly. Tooney. Yep, he's from Dayton, Ohio. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to give us a hometown discount. But, and that's the thing. And Natty, if you're out there, this is what we were talking about yesterday, of how, unfortunately, my computer was messed up and I couldn't hear Natty. But kind of what Natty was saying, and same thing I said, is the Browns, they fixed their offensive line in 1 year. So it's very fixable. And they only got two guys. They got two tackles. We don't need two tackles. We got Jonah Williams. We need a guard, and we need a right tackle. If we get a left tackle like Sewell, that's fine. Jonah can flip over to right tackle because he played right in college. I don't think it'd be a problem. You get that fixed, tinker with the defense, because I don't think the defense is going to be a shutdown defense no matter what the Bengals do next year. We're going to have to outscore a lot of people. And if you look at the games, there's a lot of scoring. Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that game was a lot of scoring, but they made plays at the right time. You know, they let them move down the field, but they made key plays at the right time. And that's what killed me about the Bengals this year. There were times where the defensive guys were actually in the right spot and we couldn't intercept the ball, or we got to the quarterback and we just couldn't tackle him. We couldn't put him down, you know? And those are things that's what it comes down, I think, to talent. You know, you got to have those guys who are talented enough to, when they get there to make the play, to actually make the play and not just swing and miss, you know? All right, let's see here. Clip joint. Who do we resign? How do we re-sign Green? I put it down here. Try again. Let's see here. Do we re-sign Green if he's asking for less money? Well, yeah. I mean, if he's asking for less money, if he doesn't want the bank, yeah. and it's I'd only sign up for another 1 year contract. That's all I would do. Just because he had 2 years of injuries and this year he didn't show a whole lot. I mean, like I said, you can see glimpses of the old AJ. The thing is, AJ, if he does leave, he's got to make sure he goes somewhere where he has a quarterback. Because if you guys remember, TJ Hushmanzada had 2 great years here with Carson Palmer. Then he left and got that money. He got paid, but I didn't think he made it the whole season in Seattle. I know the second year he was cut. So you got to, wide receivers, you got to have that quarterback. So I'll be surprised if AJ comes back, but it could happen. We'll see. There's always a chance. Titus, what about the wide receiver from Alabama who just won the Heisman? I think he would do good for us. I think he would too. My only issue is, it's not an issue. It's just Joe Burrow has already worked with Jamar Chase. I mean, and if you guys remember last year, Jamar Chase was pretty freaking good. he had not as good as Smith, but he had a pretty darn good year last year with Joe Burrow. That's the reason I would take Chase. That's the only reason I would take him over Smith. That's it. That's the only reason, because we got Joe Burrow and they've already played together and they already got a great connection of, knowing how to play together and knowing Joe knows where he wants the ball out. Chase knows when to break off his routes, if it's a hot read or whatever. These are things, it's just, they already have a sense for each other. And those things are sometimes hard to come by. Point in case, AJ Green this year. But that's the only reason I would take him over for the Bengals situation. Jackson, who's your Super Bowl favorites? Mine are Bills and Packers. If Mahomes is back with the Chiefs and Packers. Well, as you can see, I've been sabotaged. Where's it? Over there. So contractually by my wife, I have to pick Tampa, which I'm going to pick Tampa anyway. Because I think it's hard to beat Brady. Brady's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play. Honestly, I'm going to take Tampa and Buffalo. That's who I think. I think the Bills Mafia is showing up, and Josh Allen is playing the best ball of his life. But that's my picks. We'll see what happens. I'm usually wrong. She hopes I'm not. But we'll see. Crown, Tampa will be playing in the Super Bowl at home. Yes, that'll be cool. That'll be the very first Super Bowl at home. And the very cool thing is that I am going down there with Mrs. Ice. So I'm not going to the Super Bowl, but we're going down there for the Super Bowl. So we're really hoping Tampa Bay goes. So we will be at a nice restaurant/bar watching the game, rooting on the Buccaneers, I hope. Right? She's shaking her head, yes. So that'll be cool to go. If that happens. Well, not if that happens. We're going. I just don't know if the Buccaneers are going to be there. What's wrong with Mixon's foot? That's a good question. I don't think they've ever said what's wrong with his foot. I'm hoping his foot is getting better, to be honest. Because he hurt it. Geez, he hurt it like halfway through the season. And to me, it wasn't worth trying to bring Mixon back with the way the season was going, heal him up and getting back and getting ready to go for next season. So, yeah, I wish I had better information for you, Crown, but I have not heard a word on Mixon's foot at all. So, but anyway, just a recap for new people or whatever. Said this at the beginning of the show because some of you guys got notifications for new Facebook groups that I run that I sent to you. They are Bengals Brigade, Bearcat Ruckus, and Radical Reds. And the reason I did that is because I am no longer an admin on Bengals Nation, Bearcat Country, or Reds Country. I'm still a part of the group in Bearcats Country and Reds Country, but I'm not in Bengals Nation at all anymore. So I decided to start my own group so I can put my show out there, and hopefully I'm not trying to steal anybody's members. I mean, we can all be in multiple groups. So I'm not trying to steal anybody's members from any group. If you guys are in Bengals Nation and you want to come to Bengals Brigade, that's great. You can stay in both groups. I have no problem with that. I'm not trying to steal anybody's groups, anybody's members at all. So Jackson, what? The Reds are where? Reds are in rebuild mode. How? Well, who have they traded? The only person that traded is Glacius. So that's what's killing me with you guys. These Reds fans keep saying, "Oh, we're in rebuild mode." We haven't traded anybody. We still have the exact same team we had last year, except we don't have Trevor Bauer. We don't have Iglesias. Other than that, we have everybody back. So I don't know anything about a rebuild. I mean, there's a story coming out about Luis Castillo to the Yankees, but there's been lots of stories. And yesterday, Nick Kroll came out and said they're not trading anybody. So, believe what you want, but I don't think we're in rebuild mode, you can't be in rebuild mode. They have too many good players. I mean, they have to trade everybody. I mean, you're still going to have a lineup of hopefully Akiyama leading off. Akiyama, Senzel, Suarez, Nick Castellanos, Joey Votto, Moose, not in this particular order. I mean, it's still a very good lineup. They've got to hit the ball, not necessarily on the ground, just not in the air all the time, They're trying to trade Sonny Gray. Dude, that was like a month ago. Like, there's no truth to any of those rumors. Sonny Gray is still, and Suarez, those are all from one guy, John Heyman, who has said all this stuff. So as far as I know, they're not trading any of them. Nick Kroll came out yesterday and said they're not trading anybody. So we've been hearing this all winter. Nothing's happened. So we'll see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but Kroll said yesterday they're not trading anybody. So we'll see what happens. Sorry. Try to crypt you next. Try to get you next. I see the Jolly Rogers taking on water and sinking this weekend.
No.
I don't know if you heard that. She said no. Titus is going to be Tampa and Buffalo, because you know why? It's going to be Buffalo because Buffalo hates Tom Brady, and they always going to hate Tom Brady.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. Shoot. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very, very fun to watch. I can't wait to watch Brady versus Rodgers. That's gonna be a great game to watch. Bengals got to do new D-line coach. You are correct. I said you need to come on the show at 5:30. Yes, I got that story. He is Gary Brown. Well, not necessarily our new D-line coach. Sorry, D-line. I'll get that right. Yeah, they hired a new D-line. I was talking about running back. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, D-line coach. They hired a new D-line coach. They hired a new offensive line coach. And they are talking about hiring a new running backs coach, which that's Gary Brown, who I was talking about. Confused my own self. But yes, they have hired. Where's Jeremy at? Jeremy is at work, and he is unable to be on the show today. I'm sorry. But anyway.
You're boring.
I guess I'm boring by myself. I mean, I don't know. I used to do the show by myself all the time. But now Jeremy's like, where's Jeremy at? Jeremy will be on the show hopefully tomorrow. You know, we don't get paid for this, so the man's got to work. So if he's got to work, he's got to work. Yeah. Sorry, you guys just get me. So, anyway, I guess nobody wants to do a video chat. I think I'm going to roll on out of here because not a whole lot to discuss. We're not doing any video chats, and everybody misses Jeremy. So I will invite you to all my Facebook groups that I help run, that I run because they're mine. They are Bengals Brigade, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, and the Ice Bar. The Ice Bar, if you guys don't know, is a group pretty much just about the show. Or me and Jeremy do a lot of silly stuff, silly TikToks and things like that. So it's kind of fun. We get on there, we rag on each other. A lot of the usual suspects who are on the show are there. Crown's there. I think his name's Brian. I think Foxy, I think you're there. So that's our group you guys can join. What are you doing? What? No, get that out of there. No, go away. Go away. You know, just What is this? I'm the talent here. What are you doing? You're messing up the show. Just kidding. And the other group that we are hopefully live streaming on is Ohio State Bucknuts. So I'll be pulling the sound off of this later on tonight. Give me a 5-star review. Put it on the podcast. I'm on BeanPod, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, pretty much wherever you guys get your podcast. And you follow me. Wow. So I was hitting puberty there. Me on all my social media platforms. Sorry, I'm looking at some of the comments. Thanks, guys. I know you guys like the show. I know you guys like me. Just Jeremy can't do it. Like I said, he's got to work. I hopefully be on the show tomorrow. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I am on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and like I said, TikTok. Me and Jeremy do a lot of silly TikTok videos. I never thought I'd get on TikTok, but holy smokes, you start getting on a thing and watching them and doing them, and then hey, Jeremy, do it this one. Hey, this you do it this one. And it's like next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, holy crap, I gotta go to bed. YouTubers, you guys are doing awesome. We're kind of slowing down right now. I'm stuck at 807. But tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody about Strawberry Ice, the Iceman. Let's try to get that up to 1,000 as fast as we can. Getting so close. And other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, Jeremy D will be on the show. We'll see what happens. But yeah, but for you guys wonder where Mike is, Mike probably will not be on the show anymore. Just to put that out there. And other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. And that's just sports, baby. See